By the way, we can jump into that. And first of all, our guy Anthony Slater, I think, is top notch. He doesn't put the headline on the stories. And in fact, the story wasn't...
Okay, hold on, partner. Is that how it goes? I thought a rapper writes his song and then he names the song, or any songstress. They write it and they title it.
Did you say rap?
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony Slater's not in the rap game.
Whitney Houston?
Right, he doesn't rap, Anthony Slater.
Sing?
He's a journalist.
He sing? So you're telling me the writer writes the article, but somebody titles it?
That's correct.
Oh, I never.
Yeah. They have an editor.
Yeah.
I don't know why that bothers me, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like all of Steiny's amazing pieces that he won awards for. He didn't name any of them.
Right. Except my blog.
So did you ever have a problem with...
Yes, of course.
That's what you got out of that? Why would you title it that?
Yeah, I've had that occasionally.
Wow, dude.
Yeah.
I learn something new every day.
Wow, dude.
Anyway, and this is important. I don't want to, I'll just give you my answer. It's not a shot at Slater because he didn't write this headline. But we've heard this before.
All right.
Is the Warriors front office failing Steph Curry? Is the Warriors front office...
We've talked about it.
Exactly.
Right. So, Steiny, that's a real question. And I think, let's be honest here, Steph has not exercised that, 62 million extension he can get. It's quiet on the set right now, but we've talked about this ad nauseum about, is Curry looking around like, has the front office done enough? And you just talked about it. If he believes they were all in on PG and they were all in on Utah and those two teams weren't willing to participate, I think Lakeup and Dunleavy look good to Steph as far as you tried. So I think that's a fair headline because I think that's the title of the jam in regard to Steph and his future here. Are they doing enough to make him happy?
And as far as the question goes, to me, the answer is a resounding no. Is the Warriors front office failing Steph Curry? No, they're not failing Steph Curry. They never have failed Steph Curry. But to me, the more interesting aspect of it is what Slater got into, and that is Steph Curry right now, and I want to know what Warrior, because this is what it's all about. Steph Curry right now is eligible for a 1-year contract extension. We could turn on the internet tomorrow and say Steph Curry is now under contract for 2026, 2027 for $63 million.
Damn.
Mike Dunleavy was asked about the extension, and he essentially said, yeah, whatever Steph wants, he'll probably get, or something like that. Yeah, whatever Steph wants. So what Slater said is that
Woo! Well, boy, shout out Dave Fleming. Yeah.
Depending.
So it's not just me, man. That's great.
It's live radio.
It'll be better when you hear it again, too, when we come back.
Point is, Slater believes that will be the first window into what Steph Curry is thinking. He's got between now and October 21st to sign a 1-year extension in 2026, 2027. To my way of thinking, feel free to disagree at 888-957-9570. If I'm Steph Curry, I want that money.
Oh, my.
I want it yesterday.
We said the 7th, you and I, months ago.
So he's been at the Olympics. He's now taken some time off from basketball altogether, according to sort people. And so
what's there to think about? Steiny, you have a phone.
My point is, if he doesn't sign an extension by October 21st, Slater's suggesting, and I would agree, that would be the first sign that Steph is holding the organization's feet to the fire. if he doesn't sign a 1-year extension in the next 2 months.
But wouldn't that be a gamble? And I love the chef. And you know I'm different than a lot of people. I still think he has a lot left. We just saw it. But Steiny, I'm asking you, and I mean, how attractive is a 38-year-old Steph Curry? Is he, you know what I mean? Now we're getting later and later in his career, and it's all chef on mine all day, every day. But why wouldn't Steph take that, like you said, yesterday, and because he won't be attracted to other teams?
To me, there's only one reason why he wouldn't, and that is because he could leave earlier if he doesn't do it under a certain scenario. In other words, the reason he wouldn't take that extension is because if at the trading deadline, the Warriors are 25 and 35 and 20 and 30, he knows that the organization knows he could walk at the end of the next year. It makes perfect sense to me. It would be one way. Now, I happen to believe that if Steph Curry signed that contract today, 3 weeks from now, he could say, yeah, you know what, I still want out. And they have to deal with it.
Right.
But I agree. I can't think of it. And Warrior fans, I don't know how you feel about it.
60+ mil.
Why would Steph Curry not sign a contract for more money than he's ever made in his career when he's 38 years old? To me, it feels illogical why he wouldn't do that.
I'm totally with you, man.
The only reason I can conceive of, and maybe that's twofold. One is because he can hold the Warriors' feet to the fire a little bit. And maybe the other way, or the other reason would be, and he's also maybe given the Warriors more of a sliver of flexibility because he's only got 2 years left rather than 3, though again, I'm not convinced that 3 would be a negative if you're another team.
But he's betting on himself that at 38, Steiny, he'll still be that attractive as he is now.
Yes.
Wow. And I'm not saying he's not, but boy, we see what LeBron is at 40, so I don't know why. Oh, my gosh, man. And 60+ million? Steiny, I would have did that thing yesterday. I would have did it before the plane touched back from Paris.
Yeah. So I wonder, and I'll explain it again because it's not the easiest thing to understand, but I wonder what Warrior fans think of that. Again, why wouldn't I'm not reading anything into it. Let's just put it out there. But Slater's suggesting that if Steph Curry, that depending on what he does, whether he signs the 1-year extension or not, that it could be a signal as to what may be coming down the pike. And I kind of think he's right. I think if the offseason comes and goes and Steph Curry did not sign that 1-year extension,
he's got you on notice.
Why? Maybe because he views it as a little piece of leverage where he can tell the team, let's say at the trading deadline this year, you know what? We're 10 under 500. It's probably not going to get much better next year. Why don't you go ahead and move me? See if you can get this thing up and running after I leave. And the team that trades for me will have the 30 games after the deadline and then all of the following year. So if you're a team that acquires Steph Curry, you're going to get him for a year and 30 games. I don't know.